Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be doing some more stuff with my Colecovision here. In this video, as you can see, I've got my Colecovision back out and torn apart, which I mentioned in the game room tour video, and all of its janky, janky Wonderman here. And I've got it plugged into that sweet wood grain TV right there. Because we're going to be trying something in this video to see if I can get the sound to work on this. So if it does work, it's going to be a little bit longer video because I'm going to be testing out all the Colecovision games that I have, including games that you haven't seen yet, that I picked up in the past year. To hear all those sweet Colecovision sounds. If it doesn't work, then I guess I will have absolutely no choice but to composite mod this, and then once I get the sound working, then I can deal with the power supply. But that's anyway. For a quick recap of this thing, I picked this thing up at a local thrift store. Last year at some point, and she said that the guy she got it from, it did not work. Something about it. He thinks it got wet, got in a flooded basement, whatever the case may be. So I picked it up basically super cheap and told her, well, I don't know if it works or not, but I'll see if I can get it to work. And I did a restoration on it, or a cleanup anyway. I didn't do a full restoration because obviously it, still has issues. I discovered in that video that the power supply, the power brick that came with it, was shot. It wasn't putting out any of the correct voltages. So I decided to jankily hotwire this ATX power supply here because it outputs the correct voltages that I need. And then I just cut the power cable off of it, and it works. But in that video that I did last year, I had no audio whatsoever. I had really clear, crystal clear video, which is weird for RF, which is not usually all that clear, but it looked really good. But I had no sound. And I decided to check on some forums, and apparently that if these things start having sound issues, just composite mod it. It's just easier than trying to deal with anything, because unfortunately this entire circuit board here is actually soldered upside down, so I can't gain access to anything on the underside of this. So I kind of left it on my shelf until I got a comment. It's been about 5 or 6 months ago now, but anyway, and I'll put it right here on the screen, from a guy named Texan726. And the quote says, "I know that I'm a year late and you may or may not have fixed the sound on the Coleco," which I have not yet. "I have been messing with my Coleco myself and have been trying to fix the video quality. What I did stumble upon was that might fix you up is the lack of better word, tweaking the sound dwell. If the video is paused at 1319, there's 2 holes on top of the RF shield audio video box in the upper right hand side where you plug in the RCA jack. Well, if you tweak the adjustment screw on the right side, left or right, you may get your sound back. He said the video looks good, so I wouldn't mess with that screw. So I'm going to take a really tiny screwdriver and I'm going to try and tweak that right little adjustment there, because apparently that's the sound adjustment. And I actually did double check that. It's not that I didn't believe him. I just wanted to double check to make sure that, which one's left or right, from which side. Is it from this side or that side? So yes, this hole right here, he's talking about this one right here, is the audio pot adjustment. And this one over here is video. So I'm going to put a screwdriver in here and see if I can get audio. Let's try it out. I'm going to set that back a little bit so that we can see what else is going on. Turn this on. I hope I have that still wired up correctly. Okay. And it should just be... Now let's turn that sound up real quick. Okay, so we got static. Tiny screwdriver. I don't know if you can hear it, but nothing's changing. Well, okay, that didn't work. All right, turn that down a little bit. So, unfortunately, this little fix did not work. I'm a little disappointed by that, and I'm not disappointed by the comment I got. I'm not casting a shade on that guy, because it actually did make, or it does make a lot of sense for it to, to try and tweak the adjustment pot, because from an electrical standpoint, if there's any resistance anywhere in a circuit, and especially, you know, it doesn't matter if it's a, you know, 40-year-old console here, or if it's a 2-day-old Fiat or Chrysler. Any form of extra resistance is going to cause electrical problems. So with an adjustment pot, especially if that's the audio adjustment, it would explain why the resistance might be either too much for the sound chip, and it's just not letting the sound come out, or it's too much resistance after the pot and it's not letting the sound get out and get mixed into the video signal. So yeah, this is going to be a project of composite modding, which apparently it's one of the easiest ones to do. In fact, apparently it's easier than the Atari 2600. That actually requires like about a dozen different little components, if not little PCB with all the components on it. I can buy that on Etsy, I guess. But this just requires like 3 things, 3 or 4 things, like a transistor, some sort of adjustment pot, and then and a composite, you know, cable set, the 3 cable set, and then you basically just piggyback off the sound chip because it's a dedicated sound chip, and then bypass 2 things, and it's composite modded. So this is probably gonna be an easy one. It's just I'm a little hesitant to, because it's the only Colecovision I have come across. The Atari's not a big deal. If I composite mod the other one that I have, that's really disgusting. I need to restore that. In fact, I might actually really mod that one. I don't know yet. But if I burn that one up trying to solder something, or I solder something wrong across a wire and I blow, you know, the video chip or something on the board, well, I've still got this Atari, and I know where there's like 6 more sitting at that thrift store. This is the only one I've ever come across, so this one's going to take me a lot of time to do, but it will be done. I was kind of hoping though it was just going to be something stupidly simple like this, because then it'd be like, you know, why didn't I think of this before and do it in that original video? Because then it would be fully hooked up, and then with the NES and the Atari and now the 5200. But yeah, it's, you know, it's just something I want to get this buttoned up, because then I can actually focus on getting the authentic power supply, or at least a replacement power supply, and then get the controllers fixed, and then have a fully working and restored Colecovision, and then start collecting games for this thing, because this thing is actually graphically a really impressive console. But yeah, we'll deal with all that stuff in the future. But anyway, yeah, video is not as long as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a lot longer. Basically, this video is just me talking, so I apologize for that if that's not your cup of tea video. If you have any thoughts on the Colecovision here, like at all, if you know any like must-have games for the system, or if you've ever composite modded one of these, how easy is it actually? Because the forum I read was from, I think, Ben Heck, and he basically, in the first like sentence, he said it's the easiest one ever. So if you've composite modded these, let me know how easy it is, because I kind of want to know. Hopefully the next time you see this thing, it's going to be getting modded and fully working. So fingers crossed on that. And with that being said, thank you all for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.